let's do it. It's Corked Stats, powered by the Mayo Media Net here on YouTube and presented by Jock Market. Download the daily fantasy app for free. Use the promo code MMN for free. They're going to match the first $100 for free. And if it's free, it's for me. We are taking these last opportunities to make money in the MLB Jock Market before the real fun begins with football. I think if you thought the game and our style lends itself to making money in baseball, just wait until football when we start taking advantage of all the donkeys out there. Yeah, y'all, it's the big dude with the big mouth from the Big Apple, Big Johnny Stud, coming to you worldwide from Brooklyn, as always, coming out the chair, as always, represented Mayo Media Net, as always. Rate, review, and subscribe to the audio-only pod. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to ask for a cartoon finger. We are down to the last 5 days. I have that many fingers on just one hand. 5 shows left in this wonderful Cork Stat season 2022, and I really hope everyone had not just a great time and not just made some money, but learned a ton, not just about baseball, but also about life, application, paying premiums, value assessment, really everything, bucking trends, creating sustainable strategy, sticking to methodology, just all of the things that we do, me and you, the Cork Stats crew. Man, I'm going to miss this so bad when I'm gone, but remember, we'll be making the quick pivot right over to the Mayo Media Mix, starring me, coming at you 3 days a week. It sounds like game day Monday, game day Thursday, and then either Friday or Saturday. I'm going to come up with something great for the big weekend slate. Come on, you know how I do it. If they just give me the opportunity, just like Patty did, I'm going to do it again. 115 off the crack of the bat, spike in the ball in the end zone. If you're appreciating all the stuff you do, man, please tag my dude, Patty Mayo, and thank him for giving me the opportunity to bring you this, the fastest show in MLB, absolutely anywhere, man. If you're unfamiliar, you follow my work on Twitter at MLB Moving AVG on the Bird app, yo. Then you can hop on over to Patreon, but don't worry, it's not Patreon, it's Freetron for you and Metron, bringing the heat every single day, starting pitcher sheet, implied team totals, running the algo, player ranks, just the whole kit and caboodle, enchilada, or whatever you're into. I know the big question's been, what's going to happen come next Thursday when we make the pivot? Well, I'll be in Disney World, unplugging from these ridiculous 23-hour days I've been putting in nonstop, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But as far as the baseball show goes, I don't know anybody in the mood to pick up a slightly used baseball show. I don't know. Enough of that. We need more of this. Let's do the 3 pillars of profit. As always, we're going to finish strong as always, baby. Daily DFS, Jock Market, of course, the overlay into total base props, really the kind of granular, laser-focused analysis that I love to bring because I've really become a bit of a pitching specialist, I guess. I just keep getting deeper and deeper into these wormholes and no one else seems to be digging with me. I kind of pop up and I'm like, I'm all alone. Here we go, man. Then we're going to jump over to fantasy. Today's the big waiver ad show. It's really important if you're trying to close out strong to be on this. Tuesday and Wednesday, we mine the leaderboard. Thursday, we're applying it, giving you ads at 10, 12, and 15 team leagues, and then a couple of bets, which we're starting to get going again. Amen to that. Although, who let us down? The Cardinals let us down yesterday. What a joke. Man, I can't believe we didn't get to the Rook for the Cubs. That was the big letdown. Mikolas giving up a couple here and there is what it's going to be. He's not the big swing and miss strikeout guy, but I really thought they'd get it done. The Cardinals so good, hitting right-handed pitching. All right, let's do it. It's the 8-25 stack attack. We're going to run it back and stay in the black because that's what we do. Brought to you by Jock Market. Give me those fighting fills again if you're following the model. I know a few people, I don't want to say they don't tail me like they ignore me, but they're really into the implied team totals. They're really into the model. And I listen, I didn't just build it for nothing. I recommend everybody use it, even as a research tool. You don't have to follow anything. Put mine up against yours. You may see something. That's what people are, doing, and I'm learning a lot about, is people using my work to validate their own, which is fantastic. Philadelphia was the big ring there. They were top on the implied team total, and of course, they went nuts. They're going after Justin Dunn today off the IL. The only 13 innings, 6 ERA, 1.7 whip, 1,000 OPS. The problem with him has always been way too many walks. 10 strikeouts, 8 walks. You can't rock those kind of ratios and stay in the bigs. He does have some nice stuff going on in there. I followed him a bit coming up with the Mariners, but he's never been able to piece it all together again. The control is a major issue when he gets forced in the zone because he's a bit wild. The bad contact is there to follow. 52 fly ball, 52 hard hit, 14 barrel is why he's giving up 3 home runs per 9. I mean, that's just not palatable. You can have all the wonderful, underpinnings that you want if you're going to lack that much control and be forced inside the zone that much where you work up in the zone. Let's explain that just a touch. So righties are killing him this season. 364 BA, a 577 WOBA. They've hit 4 of the 5 home runs. Again, the problem, as usual, is bad fastball, or at least an overused fastball. So 46 use, 751 X slug, 29 whiff. Now that's really interesting. Okay, let's dive into it again. Part of the nuance and the context that you get here at Cork Stats. Again, I really think it's important if we're going to be playing DFS and daily player props to really get as granular as you can, right? It's 1v1 batter v pitcher. We don't want to cast too wide of a net. We want to be granular. We want the detail. So 46 use on a fastball, we know it is way too high. Even if your fastball is really good, fast forward to the back end of my triple slash, 29 whiff. That's excellent. 29 whiff. I need to look at the leaderboard to tell you that's one of the higher whiff rates on a 4-seam you're going to get. But the problem is, because of the usage and the missing, because he's working up in the zone, right, 92 miles an hour on velocity is good, but it's not great. 16 inches of vertical ride, that's the main problem. It's actually in between 16 and 17. That's the big issue, and he works up in the zone. Now remember, more vertical ride is bad. We don't want the ball dropping into the zone, because what's happening is Dunn is trying to work up. That's where he throws his fastballs. It sinks down into the heart. And remember, steep in, steep out. Batters are squaring up a pitch with a steep vertical attack angle, and they're sending it into the seat. So there's some major issues here, and I think Philadelphia is going to feast on that fastball from Dunn. Give me Castellanos, last 30 plate appearance against righties. Our triple slash, remember, BA, ISO, OPS. ISO is extra base hits. OPS includes walks, which don't count for total base props. That's why we're doing what we do. 400, 267, 1067. Castellanos is awesome. He's coming off the downslide of a really tough kind of first half. He's really, really good. Expect him to close strong. 2 doubles, 2 home runs in that span. And again, we want to be looking at hitters against right-handed fastballs. If we know we're going to see it 46% of the time, we could sit on that against right-handed fastballs year-to-date. Castellanos, 65 hard hit, 19 barrel, 12% blast, nearly 400 XWOBA, checking all the boxes. Look for Casty to do some damage. Paisan in-house. Then over to Gene Segura, last 23 plate appearance against righties. Remember, he's coming off the IL. Took a little bit, got going, and now he's doing this thing. 400 BA, 150 ISO, 1028 OPS. He's also done very well against fastballs from righties. 80 contact, 58 hard hit, 12 barrel. Let's take a stop real quick and talk about the application here and why we use all these statistics. It's kind of to tell the story. Segura is a perfect example. High lineup placement, which is good. High batting average, which is good. Low ISO. So what does that mean? Doesn't mean it's not good. We just wouldn't play him for a total base prop, let's say. We also likely wouldn't chase him up over $5 for Jock Markets. I think once you hit that $5 threshold, you're looking for more than just contact and base hits and even a run scored or two. You're looking for some power. So, again, application is always at the center of it. I can tell you what hitters to play, but if you're putting it in the wrong game, you're going to lose. And if you're putting them in the right place and know when to kind of push and pull on these things, that's always going to be the difference. As good as the model is, it doesn't understand, right, exactly where to go. That's what we have to do as humans, or me on my end, as close to a human as I can be. Then my boy JT Realmuto, speaking of another really great hitter that just wasn't hitting well. Maybe he's healthy now, maybe just sine wave, like I talk about all the time. It's not to explain away these things, but trends are real. Things happen in ebbs and flows. So JTR just looks excellent lately. The last 25 plate appearance against righty, 500, 350, 1374, 4 doubles and a home run. That's ridiculous. 35% extra base hit rate. He has been excellent, and he's killing fastballs on the year also. So remember, sometimes there's strong underpinnings even within a weak macro. That's, again, an attack metric for sure. 59 hard hit, 16 barrel, 12 blast. Again, remember, people, we're moving back towards the mush ball. Humidor having a negative effect. We just posted a record low for the month of August as far as OPS in the AL. That's bad. So we want to be looking for blasts greater than sign. Barrels are the ideal subset of barrels. Remember, we're going to start seeing, you'll see the barrel trackers on social media. Follow them, and you'll see barrel XBA 7,000, and out. And they're all like that. And that's been the case. It's because of the mush ball. tighten the parameters, look for blast instead of barrels. You'll see a much better output. So JTR doing that. He's looked really good. Also, one name that did ring up, he just didn't make the top 3 here, is Hoskins. Now, he's been like beyond poor lately. I think he has I don't know if it's like a 500 OPS his last 50 plate appearances or something. It's just awful, right? So again, this is where we be bucking up against the system where generally people are avoiding L7s, L14s, L30s that look like that. Hoskins destroys fastballs. So just keep an eye on that. He has hit 8 home runs against right-handed four-seamers this year. So Hoskins is a price-dependent jock market play and a prop for a home run. All right, second one. It's the Let's Go Mets Go. How do you like that image there? That one is for my buddies there. I got a lot of Met friends. The world champion stamp there on the Met logo. I love playing around with these imagery, man. You notice I snuck in the Brooklyn Dodger thing when the Dodgers come up. All right, enough of that. We're going up against Feltner and the Rockies. He's a 5.88 ERA, 1.4 WHIP, 8.14 OPS. All the attack metrics in place, but we popped the hood anyway. Expected ERA, deserved ERA, both north of 5. 12 K minus walk, which is meh. 30 O swing, which is meh. I really have him marked as JAG. That's kind of just a guy, really that kind of average, right? You're putting in like replacement level stuff. However, when he misses, the contact's really poor. 45 hard hit, 10 barrel equals that 360 expected WOBA and more than 1.5 home runs per 9. So it's really not great. We dive in a little bit further. It's lefties and righties have a minimum 261 BA, minimum 800 OPS, minimum 4 home runs. Really a control issue for Feltner. He misses in the heart often. His four-seamer, again, at the center of it, 44 use, nearly 600 X-slug, 20 whiff. So see, he does get the whiffs. A lot of time I think maybe that's why, pitchers force it. Because they do get swings and misses. But if you're going to work up in the zone and you don't have the dominating speed with the poor diagnostics, again, Feltner with a 17 inches of vertical ride. It's not any good. It's way too steep. So what ends up happening is, again, when he aims up in the zone, that attack angle brings it, he's aiming out of the zone or on the edge, and that 17 inches brings it into a sweet spot where hitters are looking to cover the top third, and that's where it's ending up. And think back to Bieber a couple of years ago where pitchers can be excellent, but working up in the zone is a function. You're going to get home runs as Jay. Solo shots, home runs are going to be a function of working up in the zone. Bieber and Feltner, 2 different pitchers. So again, I think the Mets are going to do damage today. Excuse me 1 second. All right, we are looking for Starling Marte, last 2 weeks, 45 plate appearances against righties, 381, 238, 1048. He's been excellent. 4 doubles and 2 home runs. He's killing right-handed fastballs on the year. 81 contact, 50 hard hit, 17 barrel, 13 blast, 6 shamalama, ding-dong, Starling Marte when he's healthy, doing work right now for the Let's Goes. Then we want Mark Kanya. Yes, it's that Enye there. I think he's Portuguese, I think I heard. So gotcha, finally. I said Kana a million times, but hey, man, we got it right on the million and first. Maybe that's all that matters. Last 3 weeks for Kanya, he's been excellent. 33 plate appearances against righties, 346, 385, 1216, 4 doubles and 2 homers. Gotta love Kanya today. He's going to be cheap in jock market. He's going to be cheap in DFS. Definite circle here. So Kanya is funny. Even the low lineup placement probably eliminates him for some kind of total base prop or base hit parlay. However, remember, application. In DFS, DraftKings, FanDuel, standard DFS, where you need a lineup and you need pieces, cheap pieces at the 4, and that's always the most important thing for jock market. Maybe more even important than our own projections is the price, because the lowered price just opens up the door. Like a lowered price is almost equivalent to a higher projection, and they work in unison. And since the prices are not set, because jock market's a free market and has a true price finding mechanism, you have to make these decisions real time. Again, I think that's why we do so well, and more so in football, because narratives and people just drive football nuts. I mean, because people have the whole week to stew on it, so their narratives are really ingrained. They only got one shot at it, and they really push hard. Watch, you're going to see we kick the market's teeth in football. It's almost, It's almost unfair. All right, and then my boy Pete Alonso. This is another one here, okay? Like I wrote, it's in big block letters in my notes. Rough last 30 days. I think it's like a 500 OPS the last 100 plate appearance. It's been really rough for Alonso, but my boy just destroys fastballs. That's what he does, man. 80 contact. That's not a power hitter. So remember, 80 contact, 52 hard hit, 18 barrel, 14 blast, a plus 400 expected WOBA, and 7 home runs. So just keep an eye on it. I wouldn't pay up for Alonso, but sometimes guys like him, when they go into these more downslides, people are a bit reticent to pay up for him. Jock market, sometimes the name value does bring up the price. DraftKings, those prices are stagnant, and people might get away from them. So, again, application. And last thing, the home runs. Home run pricing right now is wrong. Don't take home runs. We've seen the degradation in offense, but they don't move the price in our favor, right? They remembered to lower the price when home runs started flying out the park, but not that they're staying in the park. These home run props are no good. I'm sorry, people, they're no good. They're just not worth it. You might as well go for total bases, and that way when the ball, your home run ball, dies and hits the wall, at least you get your 2 bags, and I'll see you at the window. Last up, give me the Astros going up against Chris Archer. I swear, man, the bow and arrow, this guy's killing me all the time, but lately we've been eating, and I think we continue to feast today. Check it out, 4.02 ERA, 1.26 with a 667 OPS for Archer. I can't believe this. How is this possible? How does this guy have a 670 OPS? He's not any good. The FIP in the Sierra north of 4.5. 20% K is not bad, but the 11% walk rate always at the center of this guy's issues. He doesn't get ahead. First strike rate down below 50. He doesn't induce chases. That number down below 27. And then he gives up a 10% barrel rate with a 44 hard hit rate. And that's only led to less than 1 home run per 9. I ain't buying it. I say that's a Fugazi. A Fugazi? How do you know it's a Fugazi? Looked at it for 2 seconds. Little Don the Jeweler for you right there. How about this, man? It's been a tale of 2 seasons for this guy. First 15 games started, 3.08 ERA, 1.26 whip for Archer, and of course we lost a few times. I don't know how he managed to wiggle out of it. Guys walking 5-6 guys in a start. Last 6 games back to earth. 6.25 ERA for the Bowman. Low batting averages, yes, that's true. I know the split work is going to be really tough here, but the batting average is so low because he walks so many guys, right? So again, keep that in mind. It's going to hurt you a little bit, so we need very high contact rates if you're going up against Archer. Throws a fastball too much, 36 use, 550 X slug. So there is power to be had there. That allows a 333 batting average of 5 home runs. So we want to look for Alex Bregman, last 30 days, my dude looking like the MVP again, that MVP of Years of War. I was buying it this year. Hopefully he carries me to underdog glory. And people are off Bregman. I think he's very good. I thought it was an injury thing. He mentioned a couple of things that got cleaned up in the offseason. All right, last 80 plate appearances against righties, 361, 376, 1072, 37.5% ISO. Bam, baby, with 4 home runs and 10 doubles. Bregman is a double machine. Give me Kyle Tucker, last 30 days, 77 plate appearance against righties, 83 contact, 53 hard hit, double-digit barrel, a 4.06 batting average, 270 ISO, 1025 OPS, 3 doubles and 6 home runs. Kyle Tucker finishing strong as well. And then Jose Altuve, the little man, always doing his thing. Lots of contact, 308 BA, 270 ISO, 977 OPS. He's always really expensive at DraftKings. He's a player that sometimes falls in jock market. I think people are often looking for power, and I did mention that. So that's going to be price dependent, as always, beating a dead horse. Ray falls right on that line, whether or not you want to pay for it, because again, you're not expecting much power. He will come out with a ding dong every once in a while, but it's not worth betting Altuve to hit home runs. So that's the stack attack. Give me the Phillies, give me the Mets, give me the Astros, and the first pillar of profit. Here we go on over to the fantasy end. Now, this image is much better than any of the work I can do right now. We only have a couple minutes. It's just not worth trying to go nuts on every guy. What I will say is this. For the audio-only listeners, make sure you hop on over to Twitter at MLB Moving Averages. Grab the image. Boop, 1, 2, 3. Just grab it. You have it on your own. You can look at it without having to listen to me. Or you can jump over to YouTube and screenshot it while you're there. Press that like button. Hopefully I earned it. I should have asked for it while I was dropping some of those nuclear pitching bombs in the last one, but sometimes I get ahead of myself. Whatever. What can you do? If you do really want to thank us for the hard work we've put in, 5-star review for the audio pod is the nut hand. You know, it's the number one thing you do. I like to think we'll be back next season, but I don't know for sure. You know, nothing is guaranteed. And the best way to do it, you know, if you want to, your vote, you know, for me and Cork Stats next year is a 5-star review. You mention us by name and how awesome it is and how maybe it's helped you. And believe it or not, that's how you can do it. The show is free for you, 5 minutes of your time. I'm not saying that's not worth nothing, but it might have been worth, especially if you're a daily listener. All right, so you get an ad here at 10, 12, and 15 team leagues. We're going to just work around the board. The one thing I made sure to check was playing time. I think that's the most important thing, especially the bottom row, 15 teams. You got to have guys that are playing. Something I've noticed that has made me a much better player, which is going to sound very stupid. For a long time, I was starting guys that weren't playing. They weren't injured. They don't have the designation. And you say, okay, a guy like Derek Hall in the Phillies just got sent down. But before I get sent down, guy wasn't playing. Bobby Dalbec, another one. You could be looking at stats, say, oh, he's hitting the ball hard. Yeah, he strikes out a ton. Now, maybe he's not a great example. There were points where he was, though, lighting up the leaderboard, starting to play. Then they pull the rug on you. So make sure everybody's checking this. Best place, Fangraphs, homepage, roster, resource, main tab, down to lineup tracker. Amazing. Much better job than I can do. All right, behind the plate, Shea Langoliers for Oakland, Nick Fortes for Miami, Sebi Savala for the White Sox. If you need a catcher in 15-team leagues, this is not the right week. That's why it's so important. I'm always upgrading throughout the year. That's why I have Cal Raleigh, Nick Fortes, everywhere. It was even Bethencourt earlier on in the season when we lost Stevenson, picking up Jonah Heim early on. That's why this kind of work really matters, people. Again, if you're a fantasy head, I think the 5 minutes here is excellent. Over to first base, Meneses for Washington getting run every day. They're just starting to roll out their other guys. Guess what? Now they're starting to win. Go figure. Harold Ramirez is back for the Rays. Gavin Sheets starting to get some run for the White Sox, but it looks more like a right-handed platoon split. So it's a heavy split, so it's viable. Keep an eye on other replacements. Second base, Grissom for the Braves. This kid is just awesome. They seem to just manufacture these ridiculous good prospects. Nick Madrigal up for the Cubs, leading off every day, right? They've been okay kind of shifting players around. So get with Madrigal. He's probably 12-team viable if you need an MI or, second, third U, let's say. To David Fletcher in LA, very hard to recommend this guy, but he is leading off for the Angels. You're going to get some batting average. You'll probably get some runs, but you need to be looking to replace him as soon as you add him. Over to shortstop, Jorge Mateo. I know people bash him because there are holes in profile, but if you're going to hit home runs, you're going to steal bases, you're going to be valuable in Roto. That's just what it is. To Rodolfo Castro for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's got the shortstop in third eligibility, which I like because that's CIMIU. He's a really good bench bat. He's batting like fourth or fifth a lot of days, and he's playing every day. I'm going to butcher this name. Vargas. Sorry, I had it written down. I lost it. But Vargas for Washington, another part of that new... the young bloods coming up. They're going to give everyone a whirl, and he's hitting, and he's batting in the middle of the lineup, so you could do worse. Although, I don't know, it's tough to run right now, but if you're looking for sticks, you need guys that are playing. Some of them turn into Montero in Colorado. Now, he looks like an every week starter. We've added him everywhere before he was really even a thing. So let's get over to third base. Emmanuel Rivera for the Diamondbacks. Right after that trade, he's been excellent. I think he's viable in almost every format. Third base is a tough position. Again, to Castro, who I think is 12-team viable if you're in a deeper format. Those kind of 5 outfielder deep formats, W, MICI formats, where the wire is stressed for playing time. And then Donovan Solano, who, again, you're not going to get a ton, but he's hitting in the middle of the Cincinnati lineup, and I think on weeks when they're home, he's viable as a streamer. Into the outfield we go, my boy Lars Nootbaar. You're welcome if you added him when we first recommended it. He has been fantastic. Leading off for the Cardinals, hit a home run again yesterday. He has been phenomenal. Thank you, Mr. Nootbaar. Robbie Grossman took over for Ozuna in Atlanta. He's been great as well. We know he has got power and speed. He also had such a bad first half. Sine wave speaketh to us. Jake Fraley for the Reds. Franmil Reyes for the Cubs. Both of them, if you need a little bit of power playing every day, both probably pretty good hitters. I think maybe just really needed an opportunity. Reyes looks like a new environment candidate. Over to the right side, these are your more deeper league, deep 12s, deep 15s. Brian Anderson, Jose Siri, Ben Gamel, and Sam Haggerty. Haggerty's been up and down with like a shoulder, but he pinch hit, he missed it. He didn't start because of his shoulder. He pinch hit that game, pinch ran and stole a base. Played the next day, then was out again. So just keep an eye on Haggerty. The reason I mentioned him, because stolen bases are really important. And a guy that could quite literally steal 10 bases in a month. is the difference between winning and losing a lot. Go look at your tight roto standings in steals, and he was playing every day. So Seattle likes to stretch it. They like the defense. Just keep an eye on him. He's not like a ghost smash Sam Haggerty, but if it turns out that the shoulder is okay, he's somebody we're definitely going to want down the stretch if he needs speed. All right, let's get into the hill on the bump. Mike Soroka on his way back. If he's out there, add him. Matt Manning, you're welcome. Another one of the big pitching hits that we've had here at Cork Stats so far. He started lighting up the leaderboard. We knew the pedigree was there, so we added him cheap. And now he looks awesome getting swings and misses as well. He's on the leaderboard I mentioned yesterday. Cade Cavalli going to get a start Friday, I believe, for Washington. If he's not added, good speculative ad right there. You never know what we're going to get. I generally don't expect a lot from rookies to start. I generally wait for someone else to overpay for them to stink, for them to get dropped, and then I pick them up. Justin Steele, another winner here. We have been running him out there all year in spot starts. He's been excellent for us. Ranger Suarez, we saw the change in pitch mix. He looks excellent for the Phillies. He is viable. This one's a bit more of a deep stash. Tucker Davidson, we know he has the prospect shine for Atlanta. He's had a really rough go thus far, but again, this is one of those like up and down prospect growth not being linear. Don't get married to the old statistics with Davidson. They really, really like him. Although I think I'm a dummy, and I think I put Atlanta when he got moved from Atlanta, so I'm sorry about that. But it's still Tucker Davidson with some prospect shine. I'm going to try and correct that, sorry, before I put it out on Twitter. To the Yankees, Jonathan Laghezza, Johnny Lasagna, baby. Anybody named Johnny Lasagna, you can kind of get with. He got the save for the Yankees. Remember, Chapman's been a roller coaster ride. Laghezza's healthy. Holmes is down. You could be big, man. You could be talking about the Yankee closer. People don't realize that he's the dude. If you have him in your draft holds, make sure you're rolling him out there. Yankee closer, very, very, very valuable piece in fantasy. And then last up, Brandon Hughes for the Cubs. He's been getting work in the Chicago bullpen. David Robertson, right, has been bad. So that's somewhere where you might be able to look. And I'm sorry, I said Robinson again, all the trades. Remember, it's Rowan Wick. Rowan Wick blew a save on Saturday, took the loss on Sunday. Hughes came in, got the save Friday and Tuesday. Wick back in for the win, but I think it was a use thing for Hughes. So just keep an eye on Hughes for the Cubs. Again, I tend to get my saves in spurts like this, like you saw that. Well, now Finnegan looks like a huge closer. I can't believe it. I got another thank you. We picked him up. Also, although I have to take an L because I dropped him in a couple spots that week when he looked like he was getting supplanted by Edwards. He lost 2 games. Edwards got 2 saves, and now the teams that still have Finnegan are really happy. All right. Hopefully that'll get you going again. If you have any other questions, players, start, sit questions, don't be afraid. Hit me up on Twitter. I'll try and get to you best I can. Let's turn the corner on some bets here. All right, start with the base hit parlay. We've worked out both of these guys already. Give me Starling Marte. Give me Alex Bregman. Both doing work. Remember, Marte, 381 batting average, 240 ISO, 1048 OPS, last 45 plate appearances against righties, 4 doubles, 2 home runs. He is just killing right-handed fastball, 17 barrels, 6 home runs. Give me all the Marte, and then my boy Bregman, again, looking like the MVP of yesteryear, 361 BA, 376 ISO last 30 days. That's 80 plate appearances against righties. He's got 4 homers and 10 doubles. I think we get this one nice and easy. Again, trying not to be greedy. The odds for total base props were a bit low, although I think I like the hybrid play. It becomes too difficult to list all this stuff, but if you're a Cork Stats crew member, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Take a certain amount of R, put it on this parlay. Take a remainder of R and mix it up between total base props, and that's a good way to kind of open the door to a progressive hit. A lot of times you'll notice these guys do take off. We noticed it yesterday. We got the 2 hits, but Newt Bars was a home run. So if you have the total base, 0.2 U or 0.15 U on the Newt Bar, total base props, that'll kind of help you boost up that ROI again. It's always been at the 4 of this. I just can't fit all this stuff. My betting sheet looks like a phone book, by the time we're done. And then let's wrap it up with a little donkey action, a little money line parlay. Again, these, I don't know. There's a major pushback in the industry about these. I joke that it's a donkey play, but I think there's a mathematical basis for it. Let's do it just really quick. Essentially, if these teams ring as a money line, part of money line parlay, they're viable as a run line. The issue with the run lines is those odds are not in the positive. Those are in the negative. Those are favorites. So if we play them both as run lines with an equal risk and we only hit 1 of 2, we lose. So therefore, in order to profit, you have to hit 2 of 2. Well, that kind of sounds like a parlay without needing the greedy run line cover. So yes, the payoff would be better, but why take the extra risk with the extra greed? That's the part I don't understand. In particular, when you get these money line parlays where the odds add up to over 100, like today's at plus 144. So 2 days ago we hit. Yesterday we lost, again, needing both outcomes to win. But we're in the black. So if that was a run line thing, you wouldn't be in the black. So again, I don't know. If I'm missing something, please let me know. You know I'm very quick to take an L. I have put some thought into this, and I'm not like, bet money line parlays. That's the way to do it. But we got Blue Jays. We got Astros at plus 144. The model is ringing, and I got the stats to back it. I'm saying let's go get it, people. So Toronto was Gausman versus Carter Crawford. Gausman's been awesome. 2.99 ERA, 1.24 WHIP, just popping off the page. He's been so very good. The FIP is at 2, deserved ERA 3.5, only a 4% walk rate. We love that. 24% K minus walk, 64% first strike. Just really, really all the things we like to sink our teeth into. The 3% blast rate, half of a home run per 9. And on the flip side, Carter Crawford, the ERA is north of 5. He lives in the zone too much, which allows a lot of fly balls. 46 fly ball, 37 hard hit is why you're getting more than 1.5 home runs per 9. And he's really struggled in particular against lefties. I know both Toronto, not the biggest left-handed team, but I have noticed they'll push a couple of those guys up to the front of the lineup. I just think he is struggling. His fastball is not any good. And then on the other side, we mentioned Chris Archer and his struggles. The +6 ERA last 5 games. I think he's starting to get exposed against Luis Garcia, who's been excellent. The 4.09 ERA, 1.18 WHIP on the season, but he's been a lot better as of late. FIP last 40 days down below 4, and he's also been very good against righty, something that you have to look at with the Twins. They're a very heavily right-handed offense. He's a 650 OPS to righties on the year, sub 2% blast rate. So I have liked Luis Garcia, and again, he's looked a lot better as of late. Careful with the season stats. So give me the Blue Jays, give me them Stros at plus 144 money line parlay, and then a base hit parlay, Starling Marte and Alex Bregman at plus 100. And that will do it. We are down. That's it, guys and girls out there. Just a handful of shows left, literally. So rate, review, and subscribe to the audio-only pod. The 5-star review is the biggest thank you can get. Get up in the comments on YouTube. I do my best to get to them. Hit me up on Twitter. I do my best to get to them. And enjoy your games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy that pay. Please make sure to download the Jock Market app. Again, the more registrations with MMN that we get, the biggest thank yous that you can give to us, which is the biggest thank yous that we can give to them. And then hopefully you're making money on the free promo, and then it's kind of becomes like this circular thing, right? One hand kind of washing the other. I understand I've actually done quite a bit of asking of you today, but we're really at the very end. I try not to beg for the likes and beg for that, interaction. When we started the season, when it became important is when I started to ask, and everyone responded. I sounded the klaxon, and everybody responded. It's so flattering the way the DMs exploded. I tend to have a lot of listeners that don't like their business out in public, which I guess it kind of rolls with my personality a little bit, but which I get. But we do see you, and we do appreciate you. You're tagging us and tweeting at us, so thanks so much. That'll do it. And remember, when you work this hard, it feels a lot less like luck. Bet your bottom dollar on that one. And I catch us on the flip side, everybody. Keep an eye out for the Mayo Media next. That football show is going to rock and roll. And if you're into football betting, that value cost per point analysis I've been doing is awesome, man. Check out the Patty Mayo Experience podcast. Also, check that bad boy out. It features me. We talk a lot of football, and hopefully that'll sell you on my football work going forward. All right, man. That's enough of me. Peace.